All right, we back.
We back, man. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Troy.
It's your boy Sean.
Hey, we back tapped in
Back
again.
tapped in. Sorry for the delay tonight. Couple technical difficulties, but we back in the building.
No doubt. Small things to a giant, man.
There's small things to a giant, man.
That's it. We back.
We
back, man. Oh, it's shaping up, man.
Shaping up.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with y'all, man.
What's that?
Man, I got a bone to pick with y'all, man.
All right, what's up? What's up?
Congratulations on your win.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all didn't have to do my boy like that, man.
Who?
I ain't had to do Shedeur. I was excited for the young man to get in, man.
Man,
Yo,
I was conflicted, man. I was conflicted because we needed to win.
Uh-huh.
I knew the type of pressure that he was under as far as being able to step in and try to perform.
Right.
I didn't know the whole backstory about not getting reps or nothing like that, but it's like, okay, your window of opportunity is small.
Yeah, you got
to take advantage of it when you can. So it was tough, man.
Y'all didn't do that boy no favors, man, at all.
Nah, we didn't, man. I can tell you who didn't have that same sentiment.
Yeah.
The defense.
Oh man, yeah.
Hey, they saw lunch money. They saw lunch money out there, man. They was bringing the house.
Man, they went
every single
that's
time.
what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Y'all was on his heels, man. He couldn't get set. He was holding the ball long. And it's almost like, man, it's almost like his team, man, was like, you know what, we're gonna take some plays off. Them gaps is wide open, man.
Yeah, the line. And I mean, it's a lot that came out after it. Line said they never heard his cadence before. He had never taken those snaps with the first team. It hadn't taken any first team reps since training camp.
Yeah, come on, man. That's ridiculous, man.
And I know you gotta. I mean, you had Flacco in there at first. He can be taking most of the things, and then Gabriel was your backup. But then when he went in there, it's like Shedeur's your number two.
Right. So now
he should get one series with the ones, just to get time in, and so they can understand his snap count and what he sound like back there, for him to be able to get some time and stuff with the receivers. So it's a lot, man. And the more I thought about it, man, it was just a lot of pressure when you think about the trajectory of the draft, and you go from being a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm.
On everybody, on every analyst, every person that know anything about a draft and professional football, you shouldn't be going past 5. You should be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And then to go to round 5.
But it's evident though to know what that is.
Man,
what that is. I mean,
but like that, blatant like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was a message, man. It sent a message. But guess what? You can't stop God's work, man. Can't stop God's plan. Because look, see, that boy's starting this week, man. And I'm by far not a Browns fan, but I like to see young men come in and do good. And because the odds stacked against him, I think he's gonna shine, man.
Man, and he got all the aunts praying for him. Too,
yeah,
man.
he do.
Everybody,
no doubt.
And to me, I think he's built for it.
No doubt.
I think he's built for it, but you still that pressure gotta be so. It's gotta be a lot of pressure, man, because he know everybody root for him just to get an opportunity, right? Now he got a whole week of reps with the A team, the ones, and there's people out there that's just waiting for him to fail.
Yeah.
But there's also people out there that just want him to ball out.
That's it. And I'm one of them.
I'm one of them too. I'm just thankful they're not playing us this week.
If he got anything in him like his dad got, then he gonna be all right. Because think about it, week after week, I used to think of him as like the Muhammad Ali of the football field, because he's gonna talk his noise, but he's gonna get out there and he's gonna back it up. And then they hated it. Like, yo, we're gonna make a rap song. He gonna do whatever, but you're not gonna stop me.
You're not.
And if he got that in him, it's over. It's a wrap.
And as much as I knew we needed to win that game, I was still looking for is he gonna be able to make some plays? And if you really unobjectively look at it, he actually made some really good plays.
Glimpses. Oh, he gave some good glimpses, man.
One guy, he threw a touchdown pass in the end zone.
Yeah, dude just had to hold on to it. That's
had to hold on to it. It was another like a first down throw that he made where the guy, it was right there. The guy just dropped the ball.
Decent scramble, knew when to get out and move out. So yeah,
then moved out the pocket, hit him for the 20, 22, 25-yard play. I mean, and he was under duress.
Oh yeah. They had already gotten to him. I mean, just think a rookie coming in like that, you getting to him like that. It's easy to fake a injury.
Right,
like, man, take me up out of here.
And he did all of that after he threw a pick.
Yeah. So that was already in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he showed some resilience.
Oh yeah, for sure. He resilient, man. And I think he liked playing against the odds. He liked being underdog.
But look, I'm not going there, but I'm going to go there just a little bit. Can I go there just a little bit?
All right, go ahead.
It's something about a certain group of quarterbacks, no matter what they do, they're going to get scrutinized. Here you got, in my squad, Philly, a Super Bowl champion quarterback. If you look at his completion rate compared to his interception rate, if you look at the yards, if you look how many games he won, but yet he's still under question. Like, he can't throw the ball. He's scared. He's like, how, man? And then you got quarterbacks in the league that's not winning anything,
right?
And they getting held at a high esteem when you got a Super Bowl quarterback
and been to the Super Bowl twice. Been to the Super Bowl twice. MVP.
How is this
Super Bowl?
How is this even a conversation?
And I heard today, his record since he's been a starter, man, it's like 60 something or 70 something and 15.
It's unreal. It's like
and
look
all
at the percentages on that, man.
And all he do is win. He win games. He win the games that you think he shouldn't win. He win the games that you feel like they should have won. He don't make the mistakes. He take care of the ball.
I heard something today that changed my whole view because they was complaining, but it also showed his greatness. They said they call plays and he don't go out there and play. I mean, use that play. They say he changes the plays up and stuff like that. So
based off of what he see,
and we win. So, okay, you want to go here. That's just showing his IQ for the game.
But when Peyton did it, he was a genius.
Yeah.
You know, and you think about the scrutiny that he getting. You got NFL MVPs. You got Josh Allen. You got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. Stafford before he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
Golf.
Yeah. Now May. Who you got to put May in there? Who's that? The guy for Patriots now.
Oh yeah.
Listen how they talking about him.
Yeah, I mean you got him, Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I mean none of them.
They're not winning anything.
They're not winning anything, but they're not getting the scrutiny that he gets.
And they get praised. That's my point.
Okay.
So it's evident, but we know what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So we're gonna move. We're gonna move on to your boys, man.
Who that?
I mean, what y'all back? Should your boys stay gone longer?
Who that? Bron?
Yeah.
My boys. Well, I'm a Laker fan, man. Yeah, I'm a Laker fan. I'm not a Bron fan. But hey, man, nah. Bron coming back, man. He got something to prove, man.
Right. All right.
He got something to prove. Man.
But I mean, what y'all was 9-3?
Yeah.
Without him?
Yeah. I mean, it's young man sport, man. It's a young man sport up and down. For basketball, LeBron's getting older. Even though he's been, he's been great, man. But the game's slowing down. I mean, his game is slowing down. Yeah, because it's up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't care about your physical. You can't defy Father Time, man. That's just one thing you can't do,
all the time.
Man.
He went all the time.
He went all the time, man. But I still think he has something to contribute. But I don't think he can be like a Russ or somebody else that's okay with being coming off the bench. He's not
gonna do that. But you think about it. What if he What if he actually went and played his probably natural position? What if he went to the 4?
It would give him new life, wouldn't it?
I mean, he'd be the most athletic 4 in the league.
Yeah.
But I don't see him. I don't know if he can play. He's played so long, dominating the ball and the ball being in his hands. I don't know if he can find himself in the game without touching the ball that much.
He has to have his hands on the ball. That's just part of his game. That's his game. Yeah.
That's pause, man.
That's
a pause, man. Come on.
Okay. Pause, man. Pause.
All right. Yeah. But it's interesting, man. Because I mean, then you got KD balling out in Houston.
Yeah.
Balling out. But I'm curious. I mean, this NBA season, man, it's gonna be very interesting.
I'm rocking with the Spurs, man. I'm just rocking with the Spurs, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the teams that's exciting to watch right now. They're one of the exciting teams to watch, man.
Yeah, what Wemby is. Yeah, man, he's something. He's something else. But the only thing is he gonna be able to stay healthy?
But I was thinking that he's pretty solid to be as lanky as he is, because most people that tall, lanky, they kind of brittle. He's solid, but I was looking at some of his highlights and the things he do. I'm not taking anything from him because it's amazing moves, but at his height, is it really that amazing for him to be doing it? Like some of them reverses and stuff. Like you're a smaller guy, you got hang in the air, you got time. He right there. Man.
Yeah, but I mean, still at 7'6" to have the coordination of to catch a alley oop and know that you're not gonna be able to finish on this side, so you're gonna come under and reverse it on the other side. I mean, he got a finesse type of game, but it's really the coming down on the break, full speed, pull up, 3 jumper.
Yeah.
Coming down on the break,
back now.
You know, pity pat, step back, 3. Like, come on, what are you doing, man? You're 7'6", man.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be doing that.
No, 7'6", man.
Right.
6, 7, maybe. You know, you be doing that, but not 7'6", man. Not 7'6".
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, man, we talked about Shedeur, we talked about LeBron, which kind of can tie into one of the subjects we want to talk about tonight was the importance of a father being present in their child's life. You see, so it's 2 different things that we see here. We see how LeBron grew up without a father. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he had male role models around and stuff, but it wasn't his father.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can't replace that. Mm-hmm. Right. But you also see how that's affected him being a father and being present and being there for his children. Mm-hmm. And you see what his kids are doing. On the other hand, you see Shedeur, whose father was very involved. Right. And you see what he was able to instill in him. I mean, he's not Deion athletic, but he was able to give him those intangibles.
Oh yeah.
The insight, the work ethic.
No doubt.
And those things that help him prepare and propel into this stage of his life.
Oh yeah.
But just on a day-to-day basis, the average guys, I seen, a local guy had a post today. Shout out to the Tex if he watching this. But he was saying, he was a starter on JV, quarterback there, mm-hmm. was a starter on varsity.
Oh yeah.
Varsity football team, his 10th grade year. And then the streets called his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so he chose the streets over that. And, he said that ended up costing him 10 years of his life. And so he was like, that's why he coaches and he does what he does now, because he don't want nobody to make that same mistake that he made.
No
and he
doubt.
said that's why
haunts you.
Yeah. And that's why it was so important. That's what he was saying. That's why it's so important for him to be a part of his son and his daughter's life. But his son is the youngest, a part of his life, so that he don't even think about making that mistake.
No doubt.
And a lot of times, I hear that, and I seen that on another post. It actually kind of brought this to my attention. Was a guy, he was going to his child's school for a dinner or appreciation or something like that, and his son was so excited, and I say son, but this could be a daughter, right?
Yeah.
So excited that he was there because that was something that the mom usually did, but the mom was out of town and he wanted to be able to be there. And so he, kind of played it off like he wasn't sure he had to work, he was at work, but he took some time off work that day so he could go there. And he was like, man, that him being there and the way that his son reacted, he didn't break down then, but when he was telling the story, like he was in tears because he was like, man, I do what I do for that because I never had that feeling. Like the pride that the son had and like, yo, my dad here, look at my dad. And he was like, my grandfather was 10 toes down. He was always there when he could. He said, but it wasn't my dad.
Right.
And a lot of times, and he went on to say he moved 6 hours away from where he was at to be closer to his son for that reason, to be more present in their life. And, so like for you, I know you're present, but how important do you think it is to be there?
Man, it's very important on several different levels. As you was talking about that, man, it took me back to my childhood because I had a father that was present in the home. When I say work, sometimes 2 jobs, but he always was there. So my dad cooked. He did a majority of the cooking. Played, my friends come over, played basketball and stuff with us. But then when it came to sports and stuff like that, my dad wasn't that kind of dad. I mean, that type of guy. You know what I mean? He was so engulfed in the real life and the things he had to do. He didn't have that luxury. Lots of times we only had one vehicle and everything. So he didn't have that luxury of showing up to the games or coming to the school lunches and things like that. And so when when the guy was talking about the excitement that the kid felt, I didn't get to experience that, but that's why I made it my priority to do that for my kids. Now, granted, my wife, she probably did a lot more than I did because of my work hours and stuff, but I made it a personal goal every year for 2 reasons: to show up for my kids, like field trips, and when they was younger, in their younger years, I would go to the school, read to their class, and I would always volunteer to do that. First reason is just to let them know, the teachers and administration know, okay, you got to handle this one differently.
Right.
Because they got a father in the house.
Right,
you know what I mean? So, but then second of all, just to let my kid know that you're important enough for me to take off if I have to. And man, the way they used to light up, man, like same thing, introduce you to your friends. I met half their little friends that way. You know what I mean? My daughter, man, oh man, she just grabbed me by my hand, come sit me at the table with her little kids, eat lunch and stuff. And I still feel that joy now, like just thinking about it. Man, they grow up so fast, but it's important, man. You know what I mean? Because then I look around the table, and I remember lots of times we would go, and every year I go eat lunch with them or something, and we'll look around the table, and you see all the kids who they didn't have that, and you could kind of see like how sad they looked. And I would try to crack jokes, bring them over with us. You know what I mean? Even when I was chaperoning, but man, I think it's irreplaceable, man. You can't replace that.
It is, man. And I think, for the guys, it's like you can respond, because I'm listening to you, and I think about me in the way that I parent as a father. We both was fortunate to have dads in the house. And the way that I parent is part of what I seen. And then I can't say it wasn't things that he didn't do for me. But it was things that I seen growing up, that I seen other dads do, that I was like, oh yeah, if I become, if I had the opportunity to become a father, I want to do that. So it's like you can I think your parenting is one of 2 things. It's either response to the way that you were parented or not parented, or it is a total, you don't even, you decide not even to step up to the plate to do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think like for me, my dad, he cooked and stuff, but he was just a provider. He was always there, get up, go to work, come home, do all the, do the stuff around the house, and took care of all of those things. They kind of split the dinner part of it, fixing on the cars and all of that kind of stuff, fixing up around the house, so that's what I grew up seeing. So like, it's like, okay, as a father, that's what I'm supposed to do. But some of the things that stood out that my dad didn't do. So like when I would play, and my dad and my mom, I played sports. I played primarily basketball. And so there were times where they couldn't come to the games because they was working. Like he had to work on the weekends. They was trying to make ends meet and stuff like that. And so, some of my friends' dads was coaches. I didn't envy that, but it was just like, oh man, it'd be cool to be able to coach my kids when I get older. Because now it's just like, okay, I didn't think that he gave them preference or anything like that. But the fact that he was there and he knew his child, he could coach his child based on their personality and who they were. Like nobody's gonna be able to pull as much out of them, I think, as a parent, because you see their strengths and their weaknesses, even outside of the basketball court or the football field. But you also, if you play sports, the things that you might have struggled with, and you want to be able to give them a different way to look at things, and let them know that, hey, it's, if you're scared or you worrying about making mistakes, don't worry about making mistakes. Everybody's gonna make mistakes, right? And sometimes some kids never hear that. They think they got to be perfect. And they can't make a mistake, or the coach is going to get mad, or they're going to get pulled out of the game, and they never reach their potential because they've never been taught in a way to play free, play happy, right? And so like for me, it was a mixture of the things that I saw modeled in my house, but then there was things that I saw outside of my house that kind of shaped how I parent my children, right? And so, I think a lot of times, people carry baggage into when they become a father, of how they were parented, and they take it in a negative way. But if you use that, it can be all of the fuel that you need to be the parent that you always wanted to have. In that, you get those moments of healing where you made the sacrifice. Okay, maybe I had a baby. I'm not married to the mom. We not together, but I got to be a part of this child's life.
I'll tell you what else parenting would do too, man. And being a present father and really being there, as you were speaking, I was just thinking, it allows you to give your parents grace too, man. Because until you're really in that predicament and you really got to raise kids and deal with life and deal with all the different things, and I can even imagine now in this era, everything that the kids have to go through and stuff. But now, like when I was younger, just going back saying, okay, my mom, my dad didn't come to the games and stuff like that. But now understanding how demanding schedule could be and how you got to come up with this money, and they wasn't making the money we're making now. What I mean? You might have to work 2 jobs and stuff. So as I get older and start parenting now, I don't have that resentment, or I don't feel that way, because I said, okay, they was doing the main thing.
Right.
Okay, this was extra. Thank you for letting me go and play. But I don't blame, so I think as we parent, we start to give our parents grace, because it's a lot of things, man, that change over time.
It is.
And all we can do is build on it. So I think it's a building thing. Like, okay, our parents gave us the blueprint. Right. And if you had good, come from a healthy household. Right. And you just build on that. And then hopefully our kids build on that. Because I mean, growing up, we vacation maybe once a year. And took a trip to North Carolina. It was fun, look forward to it. But then I was able to take my kids, more and more. My kids might take it and go even further. There's something to build on. But it's important, man, to give them that foundation.
And it's interesting because you said keyword, the blueprint. And like that's the one thing that I would say, anybody who's, going into being a parent, or not even at that stage in their life, there's two blueprints that you can get. You can get a blueprint of how to do things, and you can get a blueprint of how not to do things.
Yeah.
Either which way, if you follow that blueprint, it's going to help you be a better parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people came up without any of the things that we talked about.
Right.
But those are the things that they wanted. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the things that they saw around them, that the kids that did have parents, those are the things that they longed for. And so now you have even though you didn't get it, you had the blueprint because you know what you wanted to have. And now you take that and you pour that into when you have kids.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, I mean, that's where the growth comes in. And the healing comes in.
Oh yeah.
You know, the
No
growth and the healing. But man, speaking of growth and healing, you had sent me something earlier today, man, where, you know, the guy was, you know, had a good job for years. You know, he said he was making like $6,000 a month or a week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was tithing his 10%, and, you know, got let go from the job, and, you know, things got tight. Mm-hmm. And so he went back to the church to ask him to help with his electric bill. And it wasn't even the whole amount. I think it was like $320, and he was asking them for $200.
Yeah.
And you know, they was like, and you know, then he totaled up how much he had tithed over the time that he had been going to the church. And, you know, it was like over $19,000 that he had tithed to the church. And you know, he said he went to the church, and they told him, unfortunately, at this time, you know, church not in a position to be able to help you. And, you know, he said, okay. And so the next week he ended up getting a job, making more money than what he was making before. He said, but he's done tithe. Mm-hmm. He said, you know, instead of paying that $750 in tithes, I'm just going to save it up for a rainy day. I mean, what's your thought on his response and your thoughts on the church?
First, I'm going to speak on the church, man. I'm going to speak on the church first. And I don't know all the situations around it. I don't know what that board looked like, what they contributed to, you know, during that time. But for the amount of money this guy faithfully put in, and for what he was asking for, I don't care if the pastor had came out his pocket to give it to him. The guy should have got the help, because that would have restored his faith in the church, and it would have made him feel good about continuing to give, because I'm sure during that time he's watched outsiders come in and get stuff. Now I'm a faithful member, right? Tithing. I think this is my opinion, and I'm not, you know, I don't know all the circumstances around it, but I feel that it was wrong, and I feel like he's justified in his response. Now, one thing I will say, I know that his tithing was a representation of his faith. So you can't punish God. You know what I mean? Even though, because that's just like if somebody came up to me today and asked me for some money, and I said, you know what, I want to give it to them because I felt led to do it. What they do with it,
it's up to them.
That's up to them. But I did it because I believe God's gonna, you know what I mean? And I guess that's why, you know, we do tithe and we do give, but I don't think it would be wrong for him to save his money. And if he see the need, if people, because you can, you know, there's widowers, there's orphans, and you know, things like that, and it's always a need,
right? So
as long as you helping and you know, sowing good seeds, hey man, I say just take your money and do that. But I can't imagine the hurt he felt though from that.
Right. And that's, you know what I mean, in that scenario, that story is a lot. It is a bit different because, you know, it's a trap. It's not somebody who's coming off the street and just asking for the money. You don't know if the story is valid or not. You know, and in that case, you don't know if the story is valid or not. But just the fact that you got a track record to look at and say, this man has been given to the church faithfully.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's, you know, the church is there for you spiritually, you know, emotionally, you know, to help build your family, your faith, you know, for you as a whole person. And that to me is like, it's part of you know that your people are gonna. It's not always gonna be great for your people, and I think that, and I'm not, I don't want to be taken in the wrong way, but that should always be a part of the ministry.
Yeah.
Right. It's taking care of the people that take care of the church.
Well, back in the day, that's how it was, man. I mean, and it's crazy because there was less resources and less money then, but you had a family, if a family gets sick, then everybody get together, they might get the groceries and take care of, they might cook dinner. You're going to cook for them on Tuesday. We'll cook for them on Wednesday. We'll bring it to the house. And it was like community taking care of community. The church, though, they was doing it. And I think that the responsibility has been shifted over the course of years and years. Now, you rely on the state, the government, things like that. So the church kind of took a back seat to it. But where's the funds going?
Yeah, because I mean, like, honestly, if it's the tithe and it's going to the building fund or whatever, it's like $200 ain't gonna slow down the building fund.
But the building part that's not even going up. So it's a building fund, man. We've been waiting 10 years for this building, man. If you don't go and give me this $200,
right.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. But it is more of a bigger picture because it does. It's like, okay, well, what did that do to his faith?
Right.
And or his, I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. But it puts a stain on his heart, probably.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
I think for anybody.
But then after that, though, this thing, okay. So no, we can't give it to you at this time. 2 weeks later, Sister So and So come, and you get word that, oh man, they just paid her. Right now, it's going to cause division, right, in the church, and
and I think there's ways to do it with wisdom. You know what I mean? Like, you can find out if somebody's story is legit nowadays, and without digging too deep.
You don't even have to do that. Or you could say, "We got you, brother. Give us your account number, or we'll call up there."
Right.
And we take care of it.
Right.
And
it's done.
You can't fake that.
Right.
You calling? Yeah. So
and again, with wisdom, it's like, okay, well, if you're behind the grade, shut your stuff off. Let's call them. Get the account number. We're gonna go ahead and take care of that right now. And then that's it.
I gotta say this, man. That's why I love my pastor, man, because she has a heart of gold, man. And that's just, I believe in a situation like that, man. Sometimes I would have to say, nah. I might say nah, because she'll do it out of her own, just because that's how her heart is, what I mean? But to see somebody that's in your ministry, a part of your flock, and they've been giving that kind of money, man, because honestly, he was making more money than a lot of the other people probably was making in the congregation at the time. So you noticeably see what he's been contributing.
Yeah. And to me, it's not even about the money. It's about the heart. He was like, that was an outward expression of how he was feeling on the inside. So if his tithe was, $10, he still sacrificed. He still sacrificed his 10% of whatever he was making, to help support the church and whatever they felt like they needed to do with that money. And so that part of it's a heart thing to me. I mean, and that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go off the rails for a little bit. Cause we going straight from tithing to widows.
Yeah. Well, we just talked about widows. Yeah, they out there. They out there.
Yeah. So we go from that to widowers. So you got a single homeboy, right? And you pass away, and 2 years go by, and you in heaven looking down, and your homeboy about to get married to your wife.
Good God. Oh, man.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I think I might lose my spot in heaven, man. I might have to relocate.
You might have to relocate.
Nah, but man, yeah, it's crazy because I was I think what's Matt Barnes and them, they was talking about that. It was on there
no, it was the pivot.
The pivot, yeah, on the pivot, they was kind of saying that, and man, God made a valid point though. it's still a while. I think certain things is off limit, man. You my homie, man. Nah, we not touching that. We not doing that. You know what I mean? You
Right.
You promoted the unk. Well, you been on.
Right.
So you stay in that unk status. You know what I mean? But he was saying if he had to choose somebody, he said he know his friends. He said he only hangs around solid dudes or guys that's like him. You know what I mean? So he was like, he would be at peace knowing that she had a good guy, knowing that he would, he had rapport with the family, he had rapport with the kids, he knew what the guys stand for.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same breath, if you knew that he was that solid at stand for, why would he even want your wife?
Right. Nah. I mean, he like you said, he could be unk status, and he could be the eyes and the the ears. Like, oh sis, I don't know if old boy, you might want to check into that a little bit more. You know what I mean? Almost.
But think about this though. See, because now my household, now I don't do a whole lot of you at my house all the time hanging out. But some people love company. They have their friends over all the time.
Right.
So that's like a familiar place to them. That's where they hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So as on, you still coming over. You still hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
She's crying on your shoulder. You cooking dinner. Y'all reminiscing about your homie and all that. That time that you're spending there, man, is...
Man, he about to be in heaven with me. That's what's about
I'm
to happen.
turning into a ghost, man. I'm coming back, man. Like,
about to be in heaven with me.
So is that just married, or let's say you're not married though? You just
That's your homeboy.
It's your homeboy.
Man, loyalty goes.
Loyalty goes across the board.
Across the board, man. Just some things you just don't do.
But is it wrong? No, you said okay. That's because that's from your moral compass, from your. But is it really wrong? Well, she's a widow. She's legally able to.
To me,
yeah,
it's wrong.
It says wrong.
Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how which other way to slice it. Because to me, then at some point in time, it's hard for me to believe that you wasn't thinking something. It's like. If you look at her like she your sister,
she always got to be your sister. It don't change, huh?
No, but because I'm gone now she don't look like my sister. I don't feel that way.
Hold on, you ever heard the saying? You change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. So, during your homies while he's living, you looking at her from a sister standpoint, and so your mind is already. Boom, boom, boom. Because it's been the other way around. Now, it's been females way before I got married. But it's been females who you look at and you like, oh man, yeah, she's nice looking, she got it going on. And then come find out she's hooked up with somebody that you're cool with.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get married and stuff. You don't look at them like, anymore. You look at it as that's your man's girl and that's it.
That's it.
So why? But I'm saying the way you look at it changed
because your loyalty changed. She married your homeboy.
Yeah,
your loyalty is to your homeboy. So now it's just like, okay, it's billions of other women out here.
Right.
This one's off. She's done. This is all.
But she didn't change in the way she looked. She didn't change in the way
her
she
status
laughed.
Changed.
Right.
Her status changed.
So that's the same thing on the flip side, though.
Nah, the status.
The same thing on the flip side.
So.
I'm just being devil's advocate right now, man.
yeah. Because now I'm trying to go. Because you like, okay, so what other? So in the Bible it say, if you was married, even if the husband died, that you still married, and if you marry again, you commit an adultery.
That's old Testament, man. Nah, man.
But that's what he said.
Yeah.
I ain't said he said that.
Nah, because you don't want your wife to be happy years and years and years down the road.
I want to be happy, but not with
your homie. Yeah,
right.
Not with your homie.
Yeah.
Now, what about acquaintances? See, that's different. Because you got homies, and then you got jokers that know you, somebody you might have done business with, somebody. but they don't owe you a loyalty.
Correct.
I mean, really, we're giving our opinion from a living standpoint. We did. You did. So,
Right,
what's
right.
it to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. I don't know. That's it. That's an interesting one. But
I don't know how women feel about that. You know,
that would be a good one. That would be a good
I
one.
would love to see how the ladies feel about that.
Because it's strange because sometimes, because even when you think about it, I'd like to know the stats on if there is that happens, like a widow, a spouse passes away. I wonder who gets remarried faster, a woman or a man.
I would say a woman.
You think a woman gets married faster?
I would say a woman, man, because once you're in a relationship, you domesticate for that long period of time.
Mhm.
I think that loneliness, and for guys, I think the freedom. I think they're like, back outside, back outside.
Yeah.
So
let me see if I still got this.
Yeah. So I think women and plus women probably have a lot more suitors. Well, I always say an old word every week, man.
Right. Courting suitors,
but you probably have whole lot more people coming at you. You know what I mean? They know your situation. You're moving in certain circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably have a lot more options. Men, you gotta go out and hunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So I guess the last thing we're gonna talk.
Oh yeah, real estate, right?
Yeah. Talk about some real estate.
Yeah.
So you had asked about what's the difference between a tiny home and versus accessory dwelling unit, which is interesting because like here where we stay at, Sussex County, Delaware, they made some changes on that. And I can't remember exactly what it is for for the tiny house, but you can have a tiny house on a residential lot.
Right.
Like there's no
zoning,
there's no minimum square foot size out in the county of how big a dwelling needs to be. But it does have to have like a sewer and a well.
Mm-hmm.
But where you run into people were having issues at was people who had an already existing house, and then they was trying to put a tiny house on it.
Oh, as an addition.
Yeah, to rent it out. Mm. And so what happened actually is they changed the law here. Mm-hmm. So now you can either have a tiny house on a lot by itself, right? You can rent it out, do whatever, or you could have a couple tiny houses on a lot, as long as it meets the guidelines. So like if you have a one bedroom tiny house and another 1 bedroom tiny house, they can be on the same lot. But one now has to be at least has to be half the size of the other one.
Because that would make it an accessory dwelling
unit.
Okay,
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so, but with accessory dwelling units, where they changed it and said, okay, well, look, as long as it has its own septic system, or it ties into your existing septic system, and that septic is still meets the qualifications of the amount of bedrooms, the amount of bedrooms, then it's okay for you to have it now. So now people don't have to try to hide it in the garage or stuff like that. If you got 1,000 square foot house, you can have an accessory dwelling unit that's 500 square feet. Now they did put a cap on it that accessory dwelling unit can't be more than 1,000 square feet, no matter how big your house is.
Right.
So you could really have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on your own lot if you got a 2,000 square foot house. So that is, and that just changed maybe 2 years ago.
So what you were saying in regards to like they was trying to like do it as an addition, you say people was like attempting to do it, so it's more like an in-law suite type deal.
Yeah, so ADU can now, in-law suite can be an ADU.
Okay, that was my name. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. So like people were doing that. Like a prime example where you would normally see that at is if somebody added on a like a detached garage or an attached garage.
Yeah,
they might try to sneak a room above the garage, and they'd have like a studio apartment or something like that up there. It really technically didn't meet the guidelines for what the county would allow then, but now it can, because if they went in there and they saw, if an appraiser, so this is where it really came in, appraiser goes into the house and they're appraising the house. If they went and saw a kitchen in the main house and then they saw a kitchen somewhere else, you'd have a problem with the appraisal, because they say, okay, this is a multifamily home. Is it zoned to be a multifamily home? And then it starts to hurt the value.
It's gonna hurt the value.
It hurts the value.
And now it can help it.
Now it can help it.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, okay, this is a accessory dwelling unit, and okay, does it have its own septic system? Yes, it does. Or it ties into our existing septic system if that's big enough for the amount of bedrooms that we have here. And then you're good to go.
Nice. No doubt. Good information.
Right.
Great information.
So look, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us this week. We'll be back next week. Same time. So, you know what I mean? Hopefully you'll still be up around 7:30 next Thursday.
Oh yeah, man. That turkey and stuffing, and
you might be on round 2 then.
Yeah.
Round 2 then. So round 2, 7:30 next week. We'll be tapped in. We're actually gonna have a special guest coming on. Dr. Green. He's a physician from out of Dover. Does a lot of work out in the community, and just want to share his story, how he's impacted not only here in the States but abroad. In multiple countries. And so, maybe that'd be something that'd be inspiring to somebody who's taking a look at this,
very
man.
Inspirational, man. I'm looking forward, man, talking to him, man.
Yeah, really great guy. So looking forward to having him here next week. So as always, stay tapped in, always like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And, we always want to hear from you.
No doubt.
You got anything else, man?
Nah, man, that's everything, man.
That's it. All right, peace.